a good guy. Got a good guy's award from the National Cult Association. I was the only one. I was the only man. They said I did it. They said I was a good seed. No, I didn't see Aaron from growing up in Scientology there. It's great to see you, Marcus. You're a good guy, just like I am. Thanks, Marcus. You're a good seed, too. They only let good people into this park. They only let people with master's degrees in here. I'm the man. I'm the
I don't know if you can hear
Someone else can do my job better than me.
Clearwater Chad.
I control this park. I control SPTV. I'm the one.
Hey.
See, and Marcus, you can appreciate that. I can't even leave my house and go to a restaurant without signing autographs. I sign between 15 and 45 autographs a day. That's how famous I
I
am.
can totally relate.
We're at the waterfalls. Like I said, I'm glad no one's recognizing me because I would have to sign autographs.
Yeah.
That's how famous and a good guy I am. I don't see Aaron from growing up in Scientology ever signing autographs. I'm the good guy. Thank you, Natasha. Appreciate everyone being here. This is the most popular channel on YouTube, folks. The only channel that bring you the good highlights, folks. I'm also I'm in the middle of a transaction, buying a 110-foot boat.
I'm
bought over
typing.
50 houses
This
in
is.
my lifetime, folks.
You're on Ding. This is so good. I'm broadcasting your broadcast on my broadcast
I'm making 75 to 90% less
because
when he told his audience to
you're
make
a
channels,
good seed.
to make channels, and now my audience is dwindling. My wife Melissa said that I should go back to work, but I say I'm not doing it, folks.
Oh man.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Marcus. Marcus is a good guy. He's a good friend of mine. Anyone that challenges that has a shield of protection from Sheldon University, that's my university. Anyone that's a channel subscriber of mine has an honorary degree at Shelton University. And that's a fact, Jack. That's a fact, Jack. And you can't make this stuff up, folks, that I'm the most famous person on YouTube.
I wonder how long this is going to go for.
I don't wish him well. He's not a good guy. He's not a good seed. And these are facts backed up by documents, folks. Aaron never brings you guys to waterfalls. I brought you guys to a Bison's game yesterday, and you didn't even say thank you. No one appreciated it. I brought you guys to the concrete factory yesterday. We did an ice cream melting competition.
Ice cream
We
milk.
watched the onions grow. We had 4 lives yesterday, folks.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't even say thank you. I didn't receive enough groveling. Oh, thanks, Natasha.
Oh
Thank you very
man.
much.
Not enough groveling.
At least people are respecting
There
my
should be
authority,
more
folks.
groveling.
I'm the best guy on YouTube. I'm the oldest channel. I'm the co-creator of YouTube, even though I don't get the credit. So now we got some good people in the stream. That makes me happy.
Yeah. I'm
Warmens my heart.
still
folks.
here.
We've
For
conquered
the
Glens Falls. They only let people with
MAS.
master's degrees in here. Like I said, anyone that's a channel subscriber is earning an honorary master's degree from Shelton University, folks. Thanks, Marcus. You're number 1 to me. You're one of the few good guys. I might have to come up and get
Good
you
seed.
an award like I got, a good guy award.
A good guy award from
You're
the
a good seed too.
from the
Really, Marcus, it really is a good guy.
Cult
And anyone
Association.
that challenges that statement will be defeated, folks. Not that anyone would. Yeah, that's right, the Cult Association. Hey, Beach.
Shit.
My name is Chris Shelton. I have a master's degree. Anyone that questions me will be dealt with aggressive legal action. Anyone that questions me will be taken into custody, folks. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be fun and games. It's not going to be roses and flowers when you're in custody in Shelton University at the Shelton Police Station. I own the whole town, folks. I own the police.
Beach is waiting on me, but I just can't. There's 15 fucking people. It like keeps going up and down. All right. Let's. Here we go.
This is K-Fuck Radio,
wrong goddamn one.
broadcasting from the heart of musical defiance.
Okay, wrong one. This one. Hey, what's up, brother? What's up, Brian? Good morning. It is 10:06 Monday, July 1st, 2024. That was I was watching Clearwater Chad. He's parroting the shit out of Chris Shelton these days. I don't know why. I might look around and see if there's anything there, but I really don't care. I like Chad and I like his humor. Like, I don't know. And you know, for at least a year, he's on all of the broadcasts he's been on. He's a very quiet guy, very, reserved. So I think it's hilarious. Out of nowhere, seemingly he starts parroting people, but he has done like these caricatures like Griff Calzone. Oh, Chris Shelton blocked Chad. Okay. I don't know why he would do that. Actually, I could see why. I could see Chad saying something obsequious that might have perturbed Chris, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna block him." So yeah, I had first time COVID. That was Wednesday last week. I feel like I'm getting over it. Hey, Beach. Good morning, Hans. Or good, if it's, I don't know how to say afternoon in German. Chad snoops around all the non-SPTV channels. He's undercover cop for Peon on the Go. What, when you say Peon, is that the right spelling? Peon? P-E-O-N? Because I think it's Do you mean peon like pawn? Guten Tag. That's afternoon as well. Okay. Chris blocks all associates of Aaron. Well, I don't know if it's petty or not. There's a lot of pettiness. I can be petty. Depends on what the issue is. Yeah. Let's word clear petty. We already did peon. We're in the P's. Peon is pawn. Someone you use for something a little. It's a common word around here. Man, get out of here and your little peons. Go tell that peon that I'm gonna whoop that ass. What city is a petty city? Beach. What am I looking up? We were in the P's. Peon. Petty. Let's go ahead and trigger everybody and re-stimulate everybody. Adjective. Definition number 1. Of little importance. Trivial. Example. Both groups are known to fight over petty issues. Similar words. Trivial. Trifling. Minor. Small. Slight. Unimportant. Insignificant. Number 2 definition. Of secondary or lesser importance. Rank or scale. Minor. Use in a sentence. A petty official. Oh, more definitions. There we go. There's a law definition of lesser importance of a crime. Petty theft. Okay. Of behavior, a behavioral definition. Characterized by an undue concern for trivial matters, especially in a small-minded or spiteful way. Small-minded, narrow-minded, mean, ungenerous, grudging, something like that. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I'm not a huge fan of Aaron Smith Levin. I'm not. I did an interview with him. I've met him in person, and I had, for a time, until about 2018, beginning of 2018. And then very touch and go after that. I think the last message he read of mine was after he did the thing on Lex Fridman, and I said, "You've inspired me." That's all I said. I'm not a fan. I think my opinion on the Aftermath board of directors and what happened with all that fiasco is of very little importance. But that still plays into why I'm not a big fan. I'm not into the pick the cool people club thing. And yeah. I can tell you this. Out of the 800, at one point nearly 1,000 subscribers, about 800 of those, if we're talking close to 1,000, about 800 of those came after I did the one interview with Aaron Smith-Levin. I had less than 100 subscribers before I did that interview with Aaron. After I did the interview with Aaron, he was very interested to know how excited I was that I got all these new subscribers. And I'm like, I hope that we reached the audience more than I care about growing my channel. Because my channel was not... There was one video, really, that was a big long video describing most of my experience with Scientology, and then shorter videos. And that was my first sort of excuse me. What do you call it in the social media world, where you get into the habit of posting. So that, from 2015 to 2017, I guess. And then that was helpful in my recovery, helped get it off my chest. But no, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I don't even, I've met him I've talked to him. I've shared things with him. And I don't even really think he's a nice guy. And I guess you don't have to be. It's like, do I want to be nice or do I want to be effective? I understand that viewpoint. But you don't have to be a fucking dick. You don't have to not care. At the same time, Aaron has gone at Tony Ortega's throat for mistreating victims that are giving information before, during, and after their departure from whatever organization. Petty. Origin. French. Petite. Late Middle English. Small in size. Yeah. Petty. It's really not a trendy word these days. It was more popular in the 1800s. Well. So this is YouTube. This is the channel. These are the playlists. These are my other channels. These are my featured and affiliated. That's good. I have them on each side. We have them separated nicely. Chris on one side. Oh, he's lost a lot of subs. And Chad on the other. He's gaining subs. Cool. Doop-doop-a-doo. All right, so what's next? I have a Facebook now. So, and on the Facebook, I have posts of the clips that are being clipped from Backflash. Same stuff that goes to the Instagram, which I'll show you in a second.
Poor people that are under the spell. The deprogramming is the real focus for me, because you can, take people's religions away from here until eternity. But what about setting them free by setting their minds free? And then you wouldn't have to worry about governments or anybody else stepping in. So what do we do with these poor people that are under the spell? The deprogramming is the real focus for me, because you can, take people's religions away from here until eternity. But what about setting them free by setting their minds free? And then you wouldn't have to worry about governments or anybody else stepping in.
So there's that. I highly encourage you to check that out. I will throw the link in there, but it's facebook.com/Theta Trap. All right. There we go. And then there is the In Theta Insta. Oh man, I gotta do something about this, because I realize I can edit this in Premiere, so I don't have these fugly ass
physically, but then there's a whole process, usually the indie route, the methadone route, which Marcus and many, many other people go on.
I didn't take methadone.
You know what I mean, dude. The indie Scientology route means you leave the cult, but you still haven't got the tech out of your brain, and you might still believe in the tech. And why would you have it out of your brain when you don't even know what the fuck just happened to you? So
Right.
if you don't leave under the circumstance like I did, where someone just happens to drop a book off on your doorstep explaining the whole fucking thing, a lot of people end up going the indie route. It takes years to suss that there might be something wrong with Hubbard and the tech. And I did a video on this called the 10 Steps Out of Scientology. If you want to see more about, to relate to what are you cackling about over there, Marcus? Leaving the
Oh man, miss that fucker. Okay, I did go through, and let's just do this. So that's in Theta Insta, and yeah, doesn't Doug make a great point there? He really, Doug was smarter than, he could come off like a real jughead sometimes. Trust me, I know, because I've been in a one-on-one conversations, and it's just like, dude, get it through your thick skull. But he was not a jughead. He could put it on, and sometimes he would do that to sort of, I think he learned it in his acting classes, honestly, that plus Scientology. But that what he said there in that clip, you can take people's religions away from here to kingdom come. That's not going to really amount to shit, because if you do that, then you martyr them, you make them pariahs, you make them victims, and then they just become more empowered. But what you can do is free them from the trap and let them see for themselves. But that takes longer, and it's more of a difficult thing. Barb, okay, so I went to your Facebook and did not find a follow link, or wait, yeah. So click on the link that I put in the chat. Like, if you went to my personal Facebook, I don't share Scientology shit on my personal timeline. There's my family and friends and shit on there. So I know it's a little weird and it's all like separated, but I didn't share too much, and I still don't, outside of the channels that exist for it. So go to that. You were using that link, was going to follow. So what happened? You went to the Theta Trap link, facebook.com/Theta Trap, and it won't let you follow it or like it. Can you click like or follow? No like, no follow. Tech support maybe later, or hop in the Discord, and that might be an opportunity. There might be an opportunity there to it let you like. Okay, well, that's what you need, because like, for that, it's a like, a follow. You should be able to see the posts. All right. Yeah, these clips, Hans, it's a mixed bag. I did a bunch of them one night, and let's see. These are this, I'm gonna play some of these clips. 'Cause these were the ones from the video that Doug would always promote, called the Freak Show. That kind of relates to what I was saying about Aaron.
If anything, my goal was to.
This is 2017, I think. It's 2018, maybe, because this was after. Yeah, it was early 2018.
Show life-like conditions on staff and let that be the statement, because that is where you would see the real abuses. Hearing about it is one thing, seeing it is another. If anything.
So there I'm talking about the trauma porn aspect of it. I already saw that that was a thing and had people, watching because that was a thing. A lot of the subscribers that came over from growing up in Scientology and the Facebook group supporters of the aftermath were trauma porn people. And, now there's tons of trauma porn. I mean, there's no shortage of it. It's Googleable. Scientology story. People leaving Scientology story. Whatever. Trauma porn. The stories they're important to be heard. But, it's not doing any good. Seems like. It's not doing any good to prevent people from getting in or to help people get out.
Don't feel like being part of a freak show. And I'll admit I'm a little jaded about, making an authentic effort to try and expose what it is really like to dehumanize people on a day-to-day basis, and to show that instead of just telling stories for people to eat popcorn and watch. So I hope you guys understand. You've been the most understanding group of people regarding this subject ever. So I trust you, and you should try.
Oh, oops.
Don't feel like being part of a freak show. And I'll admit I'm a little jaded about,
Anyway, it was almost over. Let me drop the link for this quick before I forget. It's a trauma Olympics now. Lord have mercy. Yeah, since the beginning, there's been less than 20 people. But 20 people since 2015, that's almost 10 years now, that have stuck with me and are, my friends. I consider those people friends, and have listened to all of it. All of it. It's I don't know. To me, it's quality over quantity, reaching the right people, because, you never know. Serendipity is not something to discount. And I know it's a small world.
There's a sort of a mini feeding frenzy, and people gobble it up, all of the Scientology content they can. And if people really wanted to know what Scientology was about, they would show it. And they're not showing it. So there's a sort of a mini feeding.
Well, I can't really say that anymore because I see your true colors. Ain't even talking shit. You know, those who have left, just like Hansi recognized the truth in the statement that Doug made about the methadone route. And that was something that we talked about. I didn't know what the hell. He had a way of describing things so people could understand them better. In my opinion, I think that was a much easier way for people to understand what I was trying to explain. But if you don't go to therapy and you don't stop speaking the language, you know, and you don't start working out what parts of it are true, what parts of it are just, you know, some of this stuff is workable, but it's you know, 48 laws of power type stuff, power dynamics, enslavement, enslaving, being enslaved and enslaving with power dynamics, using power and force, coerce. And you still think with this unless you start unfucking you. It's like Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. Private Cowboy, you had best. Or no, it was Snowball. No, it wasn't Snowball. Pile. Private Pile, you had best start shitting me Tiffany cufflinks, or I will definitely fuck you up. And yeah, the process can leave you fucked up, like Private Pile from Full Metal Jacket, if you didn't get the reference. All right. Let's keep going. Let's see what Doug was so... These are the 6 clips so far that I've pulled out of the Freak Show. I mean, I did. The AI was like, this is interesting. It should be interesting.
But a picture is worth 1,000 words, and a video can change people's ideas. And I can't produce that video. Not without resources, you know. I've got I'm broke. I live with my parents. I'm about to have to file for disability because this is the 3rd time that I've had to pull out this cane, and hopefully I won't have to pull out the wheelchair for a 3rd time. But a picture is worth 1,000.
All right. Dehumanizing. persona non grata. It's a dehumanizing ritual in Scientology. Persona non grata. In other words, a non-person. Let's look it up, you know. Look it up. It's in a book. All right. So, an unacceptable or unwelcome person. That's the basic deal. So, persona, Latin, English persona, Latin non, which means not. Gratus, which means pleasing. To Latin grata, persona non grata. So not a person, not a pleasing person. Cool. Cool beans. You see, there is things you do. There are things you do. And damn near everything, any kind of fucking religion or practice that you could find some horrible shit. Boy Scouts, for instance. Man, I watched this documentary on the Boy Scouts, and so bad. So bad. I mean, what happens is so bad. What happens, what is happening, what has happened in the Boy Scouts. And, you know, they're like, well, it's a bad, good, you know, just a bad apples. And, man, they hid that shit for a long time. It was, you know, 80-something thousand initially that they had known about. These are the ones that they had known about and replaced, you know. And these men my age coming forward and saying, you know, this shit fucked me up, and I'm embarrassed as hell to talk about it, but this is what happened, and, you know, it's terrible. And some of them that tried to defend them or try to act against the Boy Scouts before this lawsuit were persona non grata by the community, the Boy Scout troops, and, you know, shunned. What the fuck? Yeah, if you're gonna have your kids in the Scouts, you best be a Scout leader, because they make it so easy for these people, and that's what the guy who got caught with, I don't know how many, like it was hundreds of boys, and each one of them, you know, anywhere from 3 to 20 times. Fucking crazy. But, you know, you'd be persona non grata to bring it up and say, you know, fuck the Boy Scouts. Is that a current one? Adam Steed. All right, and here's this one.
And I'll admit I'm a little jaded about, making an authentic effort to try and expose what it is really like to dehumanize people on a day-to-day basis, and to show that instead of just telling stories for people to eat popcorn and watch.
Yeah. So I talked to Doug about this, and he was all for it, man. Doing a like a real showing what you, and to a certain extent it's not showing, it's just read what you said, Brian. I know some terrible shit. Yeah, so to show how to dehumanize a person, you either need to act so well that you can be convincing on screen, that in both characters, however many actors are involved, need to be able to convincingly display how to dehumanize someone. Now, I don't know how to really prepare actors for that any more than I would know how to prepare someone to fight for their life. So those who aren't really into method or improvisational method acting, I don't know. That seems like if you're going to show the dehumanization, how you get a slave, how you get a willing slave, a conscious slave, self-made slave, as per Scientology can create, and the military too, and other organizations. But the topic here was Scientology, and Doug was willing to put himself in the position of Jim Hamry to demonstrate this, which would have been incredible. Yeah, Travis, I was in the Boy Scouts too, and you know what? None of it in our troops, but yeah, I saw. Actually, I can't say that. There was some perv in. I don't even remember his name. But he did get weeded out. I have mostly good experience with the Boy Scouts. But anyways, I watched it because I had a mostly good experience with the Boy Scouts, but holy shit. You should watch it, brother. You should watch that if you haven't already. It's on Netflix. It's called Boy Scouts, the Diddlers. Oh, God, what did you link here? I'm not clicking on that right now. So, pop, pop, pop. There's a bunch of stuff on the Theta Insta, and I'm continually adding new things. So, go follow that. It's not new. It's just, what has been done already. And I mean, yeah, it's been almost 10 years for me. So in May 2025, it would be 10 years of uploading and broadcasting stuff about Scientology. And so there's plenty for me to go back with the AI and pick apart stuff that's still relevant, stuff that, people missed that I can, since no one has a attention span anymore, I can cut it down for them and, cut it into pieces that they can chew. Because we live in a society now that is like that. Well, I can't keep track of where you're at, Travis, That could be... You could be anywhere on the timeline there, on the whole track. So come to present time in YouTube. Let's see, what am I looking for? Well, we can do this. That's what I made this for anyway. I do like the clips where I annoyed Doug. I think this is one of them.
On the global stage, dude, some would claim that education is brainwashing us to make a cog in a machine. If we can get this information out somehow and give people their minds back, the world would change in a way we cannot even begin to imagine, Marcus, because I've seen this myself just by deprogramming from Scientology and then the wider world.
That was one of them. I was right. On the global stage, dude.
On the global stage, dude, some would claim that education is brainwashing us to make a cog in a machine. If we can get this information out somehow and give people their minds back, the world would change in a way we cannot even begin to imagine, Marcus, because I've seen this myself just by deprogramming from Scientology and then the wider world.
If we could get this information out. Yeah. I do think that showing how to dehumanize people, which Full Metal Jacket did a great job of showing that. Except in the Marines, at least the way that it was depicted in Full Metal Jacket, there were limitations. It was extreme, but there were some limitations. And there was some stability. They had chow. They had go to sleep time, but they also would get woken up a lot, PT, whatever. You can turn the screws on an individual per their individual psychological profile. And part of the effective dehumanization process to get a perfect slave, you need to get all of those points on somebody. Really just get them to feel that the only thing that's going to save them, the only thing that's going to get them what they want, is to do what you need them to do. And get them believing that. Not just hearing it or agreeing to it, but really believing that, it's for the planet, for your stat, whatever. It depends on the personal psychological profile, because some people will only be motivated by what they can receive, but some people will be motivated by other things. I have GPT up here. If there's anything anyone wants to ask, we could explore. We're at the top of the hour here, and we're going to go to noon. I may have to blow my nose, but I think my voice is going to hold. I have strong voice. So, boop, ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That being said, I wouldn't mind some tea, and I could play some hold music or intermission music. What I got here? Oh, come on. Let's try this. Make yourself some tea. It's Monday. Hey, Ann, don't worry. Just about to take a short break, make some tea. Be right back.
In a waking moment, time is passing over you, calling my name, feeling lost and sober, like the fun is over, driving insane. There is nothing left to say.
All right. Well, I know I'm not getting flagged for that one. It's not like it matters. Okay. Chat GPT. You know, now you can connect it up with all kinds of different transformers. It's pretty amazing. It is this COVID shit. I was really late to the game here, so it's probably a very weak strain. Feels like the flu and strep throat. Feels like a bad case of the flu and strep throat. But you know, I'm not having the symptoms that were reported, you know, in the beginning, which is what I was trying to avoid. Because at that time I had immunity problems from taking too many, you know, the antibiotics and steroids that they had me on for years. So glad that I got it now, not then. Does anyone know how to prompt? Is Whitney here? I mean, I prompt all the time. I'm just curious if anyone has a prompt in mind. Oh, this is the YouTube for... You know, I'm sorry, I have a lot of different channels. I really am. But because I have to, that means that I have to fucking deal with them all. So, I linked the videos page. Anyways, you can find the 2 videos that I did on Backflash. You can also find the official videos from the album Pain and Suffering. And you can find the 2 live performances. And if you ask really nicely, I can give you the unlisted link to the entire show from both shows. There's some new clips there. And there's also an Instagram. Instagram.com/Devonte LaFleur. I can just type that out, huh? There. You know, like and subscribe and all that to that. Excuse me. Right. So symptoms of COVID-19. I don't know. You're not supposed to say this. I know at a certain point. Yeah, we got censorship, by the way. You know, I mean, censorship on YouTube is huge. It's a huge, big business, big business. They're doing great work. Like folks on YouTube, making sure to censor all this stuff that you don't need to hear. Because, hey, it's just not good for business. The truth is not always good for business. So it's for your own good. It's for your own good. Sudden fever and chills. I did have sudden fever and chills first couple days. Cough. I had that. Have not had shortness of breath. Have not had loss of taste or smell. All right, cool. COVID. Back to Chat GPT. I want to have some fun in the second part. What can we do? What can we prompt this transformer to do? So let's see here. Chad got blocked by Chris. And Chris won't deal with anybody who deals with Aaron Smith Levin. So who would win in a fight to the death between Clearwater Chad, Aaron Smith Levin, and Chris Shelton? Let's sort of see here. Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. It's challenging to predict the outcome of a hypothetical fight to the death between Clearwater Chad, Aaron Smith Levin, and Chris Shelton, as such a scenario involves many variables beyond their public personas and online presence. Clearwater Chad, known for his activism and outspoken nature against certain groups, he likely has a strong, determined personality. Aaron Smith Levin, as a former Scientologist and current critic of the organization, he has shown resilience and determination, traits that could be advantageous in a physical confrontation. Chris Shelton, also a former Scientologist and critic, Chris has demonstrated intellectual rigor and persistence, qualities that might translate into strategic thinking in a fight. However, actual physical abilities, training, and mindset would play significant roles in blah, blah, blah. No. Just for fun, write a scenario where this fight is a cage match and you are an announcer in, let's say, 1,000 words. What do you call it? Announce the fighters, the fight, the use of strategies employed by each of the fighters to win and take all prizes. All right. Ultimately one of them claiming the win based on random based on not random number generation, but based on the attributes you prescribed above in a tabletop. Attributes you prescribed above in a role initiative type of determination for the winner. And go. All right. Well, Ann, if you'd have said write a song earlier, it'd have been that, it was just no one was coming up with anything. And I'm gonna tell you, Chat GPT sucks at writing songs. So right now it is writing the cage match between Clearwater Chad, Chris Shelton, and Aaron Smith-Levin. I don't know if I like where this is going. Oh, wow. It looks like Chris Shelton won. Okay, I'll read all this. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the ultimate showdown of wits, will, and sheer determination. Tonight, we bring you a clash of titans, a cage match to end all cage matches. In one corner, we have the fiery activist, the man who never backs down, the relentless Clearwater Chad. In the other corners, we have the indomitable ex-Scientologist turned advocate, Aaron Smith-Levin, and the cerebral strategist, the intellectual powerhouse, Chris Shelton. No, I didn't put in a bias. I didn't. It probably put in a bias. Who will emerge victorious? It might be pulling bias from... Chris Shelton is in my contact list. So it could be pulling in a bias from that. I log in to ChatGPT with my Gmail. Anyways, who will emerge victorious in this battle of the ages? Let's find out. Round 1. The fighters enter the cage. To thunderous applause, Clearwater Chad is hyped up, bouncing on his toes, exuding raw energy. Aaron Smith-Levin steps in with a calm, focused demeanor, his eyes scanning the cage. Chris Shelton walks in last, his posture relaxed, but his eyes sharp, analyzing every detail. And we're off. The bell rings and the fighters circle each other cautiously. Clearwater Chad makes the first move, charging at Aaron with a burst of energy. Aaron sidesteps deftly, using Chad's momentum against him, causing him to crash into the cage. Meanwhile, Chris stands back, observing the exchange, looking for an opening. Clearwater Chad shakes off the impact, his eyes burning with determination. He goes and turns to Chris, who dodges with a swift movement, his analytical mind working overtime. Aaron seizes the opportunity to strike, delivering a quick jab to Chad's side, followed by a retreat to maintain his distance. And that's the end of round 1. Round 2. Clearwater Chad is all about raw power and aggression, but Aaron and Chris are playing it smart, using his energy against him. Aaron keeps his distance, looking for openings, while Chris continues to analyze, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Clearwater Chad, undeterred, charges again, this time at Aaron. Aaron dodges, but not completely. Chad manages to graze his shoulder. Aaron winces, but quickly regains his composure, countering with a swift kick to Chad's shin, slowing him down. Chris sees his chance. He moves in, targeting Chad's weakened leg, delivering precise, calculated blows. Chad grunts in pain but refuses to go down, his sheer determination driving him forward. Chad's sheer willpower is impressive, but Aaron and Chris's strategic thinking is starting to show its effectiveness. This is a battle of endurance and intelligence. Round 3. As we enter the third round, the fighters are showing signs of fatigue, but their resolve remains unbroken. Clearwater Chad's relentless attacks are slowing down, and Aaron and Chris are looking for their moment to strike decisively. Clearwater Chad, limping slightly, charges at Chris. Chris, ever the strategist, feigns to the left, causing Chad to overextend. With a swift motion, Chris sweeps the leg, sending him to the ground. Aaron, seeing Chad down, moves in to capitalize on the situation. He delivers a series of precise strikes, aiming for Chad's weak spots. Oh, but Chad manages to fend him off with sheer brute force, pushing Aaron back. Oh, he really is a fighter. He really is a fighter. Chad is down, but he's not out. His determination is something. But Aaron and Chris are relentless in their pursuit of victory. Who will come out on top? Round 4. These fighters are exhausted, but the end is in sight. Clearwater Chad, Aaron Smith-Levin, and Chris Shelton are giving it their all in this round. Clearwater Chad, with the last surge of energy, pushes himself to his feet. He charges at Aaron with everything he's got, but Aaron, anticipating the move, sidesteps and delivers a powerful roundhouse kick, sending Chad sprawling into the cage wall. Chris, seizing the moment, moves in for the final blow with precision and calculation. He targets Chad's weakened leg again, delivering a series of strikes that leaves Chad unable to continue. Clearwater Chad falls to the ground, exhausted and unable to rise. Clearwater Chad is down. It's now between Aaron and Chris. Who will claim the ultimate prize? Aaron and Chris, both breathing heavily, circle each other one last time. Aaron, ever the tactician, looks for an opening. Chris, with his analytical mind, anticipates Aaron's move and counters with a swift, unexpected strike, catching Aaron off guard. With a final decisive blow, Chris Shelton knocks Aaron to the ground. Aaron struggles to rise, but ultimately collapses, unable to continue. And we have a winner? Chris Shelton has emerged victorious in this epic battle of wits, will, and determination. What a fight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a round of applause to all of our fighters, to their incredible performance tonight. The crowd erupts and cheers as Chris Shelton stands victorious, raising his arms in triumph. Clearwater Chad and Aaron Smith-Levin defeated. That's all for tonight, folks. Whether the fighters exit the cage. Really? I don't know. It seems like that was a rigged fight. Chris hit you on you now. What's all the fighting about anyway? You know, if people want to fight, just let them fight. Like, do I need to set this up and become the Don King of ex-Scientologists? Set up cage fights? I just stopped watching, because it's like beef. And I don't, here's the thing, it's kind of like, let's see, how would I put it? Well, I'll just put it as straight as it is. Like, but I want to make it relatable. So, if you're from the drug culture, I want to make it relatable, so I made drugs. Um, hey, Form 13. I like your photo picture there. Your photo picture. You know, the picture photo picture. What the hell am I saying here? You gotta speak the same damn language. Be on the same page. So those of you who've experienced domestic violence or abuse or sexual assaults or that kind of abuse, spousal abuse, lived with someone who is probably an undiagnosed narcissist or something like that. It's hard to tell someone once you know, like that's a whole thing, like learning that this is not normal, this is not okay. Once you know, it could happen early, it could happen late. Usually it, from the people that I talk to or people that I encounter, they're usually, middle-aged on average. Sometimes they're, they can start to spot these kind of behaviors earlier, but it's pointless to have certain conversations. Like they're just not. It's just gonna go over their head. I'm not saying that to be it's not intended to be. Is there someone here? It's not intended to be a slight on someone's intelligence or anything. It's just outside their sphere of awareness. So, you don't know what you don't know. I guess is what I'm getting at. Well, that was fun. Yeah. So there's the Theta Insta. There's the Facebook, the YouTube. I think I put different stuff on each one. That's about fire drills. Well, that got us halfway through the second hour. There really is a lot of stuff on these, so spread the oh, cool. You missed, I don't know if you caught the cage match, Chad. There was just a cage match between you and Chris and Aaron. Yeah, I did. The result was a little unbelievable. Chris Shelton, like, just in the last round, just took it. Like you got jumped basically by Chris and Aaron. They both went after you, and then once they got you, then they went after each other. But Aaron used a little too much energy, and Chris was able to somehow take out Aaron. I say that, but Big, big guys, big, like, it's kind of like trucks. Yeah, Form 13. I just created that in a transformer. I said, who would win in a fight between Chris Shelton, Clearwater Chad, and Aaron Smith Levin? And Chris Shelton won. And Beach was like, "Did you put bias in there?" Well, I didn't, but it's probably the transformer at this point is like my account is synced to my Google, so it probably is a bias in there because it's in my contact list. You guys want to watch some of these clips? Some of them might suck, but I want to try and get better at this. I posted a fucking lot of them, okay, on the Facebook. So go to the Facebook for sure. There's different ones on the Facebook than there are on the Instagram. I try to keep it interesting like that. But I posted most of, yeah, I think most of them that are on Instagram are here. Small acts of kindness. What is this? Back to the hotel and played my guitar.
Here-
And I didn't want to see him suffer because I just didn't want to go because I just wanted to go back to the hotel and play my guitar.
Here they are, though, Marcus, already playing on your empathy and doing something for somebody else. If you were a narcissist or a dickhead, you most likely wouldn't have done that. When you look, I just wanted to say, when you look back, do you see that, man?
And all right, yeah. This one, wisdom of experience. The wisdom of experience.
Is I would have been the one thing that I'm thankful most out of this experience is I would have said that. And if I didn't personally,
What the shit?
as in auditing, I literally had my memories changed, and any cult does that. There was really nothing too wrong, Marcus, with my life, to be honest with you, but they create problems, get a reaction out of you where you start to think, oh my God, maybe that's right. You start doubting yourself, and then they offer you the solution. They created so many problems and told me that so many things were bad about myself and reframed my reality so much. They reframed my entire past, how much I'm supposed to hate my family and how horrible it was in auditing.
Yep. They can really, really, really do some shit with that too, I tell you. Belief in mental health. Let's see. Eddie, I mean, it's funny because there's some really prominent like research and science going into like the power of belief and how it's actually beneficial on a very practical level. But if you have belief, you're less susceptible to illness and weird shit like that. Like, check out the anatomy of anxiety.
That's on my
So believing in something doesn't matter what it is. You can believe in the spaghetti monster or whatever that religion is. Yeah, that's some recent science too. Anatomy of anxiety did talk about belief having an effect on people's health, and there was a measurable quantity. These are all some of the first ones. Could happen to you. Yeah. Because those are the ones where we were getting people saying, "Well, I'd never fall for that. That's some dumb shit." Real estate agent guy, compassion. Yeah. Since we're talking about Chris.
Patrol. And I went
right.
by the name of Esto. He went by the name of Galactic Patrol. And I went by the name of Esto. So if
Esto? That's funny.
So Esto and Galactic Patrol were on Tony's radar, and Tony responded to some emails, but I guess he was busy. He was also kind of short and a little rude after I posted my first video.
Good
like,
deal,
I thought I was going to break that story or whatever, and I'm like, well, look, I contacted you and you fucking blew me off for 2-3 months. I've got to get this out. You're right. My blood, sweat, and tears are in that video. Like you can visibly see I'm fucked up. And for the all of the chronicles in 2015, they're listed on the channel as chronicles. So because like there were periods where I was publishing and periods where I went silent. So and part of that was for different reasons. The first one, 2015 chronicles, I stopped publishing because my attorney said stop publishing. So
can I ask you one quick question on that? Why did your attorney jump in there and say that?
Well, it was just my ex-wife's attorney was levying 27 allegations against me, including beating and domestic abuse, beating and raping her, and beating and raping my 1 and 3-year-old child.
What does CBR mean?
And I was a drug dealer. I never made any money. And
sounds like Scientology.
Yeah, it does. It was like, it seemed like fair game, but like, and just to add more mystery to this shit, like before I decided to finally leave and finish my doubt condition, I asked her, look, I'm about to make this. To me, it was a big change because, you understand as an ex-Scientologist, so that's a big change. You're changing. It's like your neuroplasticity is going to go nuts. You have all this synaptic growth and overgrowth that you need to prune, and it can take years.
Yeah. Okay. What else we got here? All this and more.
Of how you too could fall for a cult. It was pretty intense, man. I loved what you said, because that's been on my mind a lot too, Marcus. So this is like the last. Look at this guy. Does this look like a guy that would fall into a cult? He's a musician. He hates religion. He just went in there, to get his drug problem handled. He was about to throw the guy through the window that challenged him to go further in Scientology. So how on earth did he get as deep as he got involved in? And he got involved so deep where in order to extract himself from Scientology, he had to almost lose his life, which we covered.
Yeah, we covered that. We covered it. Oh. Captain Bill Robertson. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Is that from Buckaroo Banzai and the Hong Kong Cavaliers? Because, that's... There's Trav saying, I regged your dad.
Not supposed to do this. She's not supposed to communicate with Doug, the SP. And it was a very beautiful, touching, short letter saying that my dad had passed. And we've been emailing a little bit back and forth. There's been no talk about Scientology. She's definitely hurting. She sent me a letter in the mail about 2 weeks ago, letting me know she's not supposed to do this. She's not supposed to communicate with Doug, the SP. And it was a very beautiful, touching, short letter saying that
well, that loops. Some of these loop really well, I guess, if that's...
I haven't even been able to process
helpful.
It. Feels very weird. And I really, really miss him. And the thing that I told my mother, and what she kind of reciprocated, is not the Scientology part, but I said, I always love you and Dad, and I always know that you guys love me. The only problem I ever had, and the only thing I don't love, is Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard. So they at least know that. I know that they love me, despite what their actions are. They're doing what they're programmed to do. Don't know.
Yeah, buddy.
And the freaking hag, Mrs. Steiner. I mean, dude, these people seem like they would never bullshit me or try
Right.
to get one over on my dad. So when you told me that shit, it really fucked me up, man.
Well, that's part of the initial reason I reached out, because I knew as
Thanks,
the
man.
son of a very wealthy donor at that
Mhm.
mission would have had a pretty hell of a shit time growing up.
Yep.
Because
Thank you for
as you
recognizing
just
that,
said,
man.
well, I mean, as you just said, like every action that could be done would have been done and sold
Exactly.
by Jim to your dad.
You're
Which
absolutely right
means
about that.
you got an egg scrambler putting right in your temple.
It is, Amanda, but this is the way Scientology rolls. And we're kind of back to this dichotomy of Jim was both a victim of Scientology and was under the Steiner's thumb, which you've gone in a lot of detail about. So I have sympathy for him. He was an expert at what he did. He had nowhere to go. That was his life.
Yeah, it's really sad to think about that. You know, he got all of the side actions and everything. It really did. But you know what? If it wasn't for the smoking and his ticker and everything and living in LA, I think he probably could have. If he just got the fuck out of LA, man, I think he would have been able to chill a little bit. But he was determined to stay where he's from, and I get that. I got a friend here who had opportunity that he you know took to move to another country and write music, and I think that part of the reason he didn't was because this is home. I don't feel like Doug wanted to leave his home, which was LA. But I do think that it could have reduced a tremendous amount of stress.
And you are technically real brothers.
No, that's him and I are all that we have. Like that's our only sibling, our only 100% whatever sibling. We have lots of brothers. I have
Would they
7
call
brothers?
Are
But
you
we're
like stepbrothers,
biologically
like your biological
we're
brothers?
biological brothers through and through. It's only
That's
when,
what makes your story so trippy, Marcus. And you are.
What does just clip?
But what about setting them free by setting their minds free, and then you wouldn't have to worry about governments or anybody else
That
stepping
was the
in?
clip from
So what do we
earlier.
do with these poor people that are under the spell? The deprogramming is
Yeah. And this is slightly off. I know it's going to drive people crazy. I'm going to fix that. I'll fix that. Okay. So, yeah. Here's Rick G. Nelson talking about.
You record lots of amazing artists here. Lots of good musicians have come through that you've recorded, and made records with.
That's the great thing about my job is there's something different every single day. You know?
Right.
There's all kinds of different artists that come in here of all different genres of music. One of my greatest pleasures in the past couple of years was making your record and
thanks.
Lafleur's record.
Wow, I'm flattered.
And
That's good.
Absolutely. That's some of my favorite stuff I've worked on in the past few years.
Wow.
And I feel like I've made some pretty good records in the past couple of years, and those are definitely at the top of the list.
I choose to believe. I choose to believe. No one here can take away your
Well. There we go. Back.
Like seriously, like how did it make you feel?
So, well, I'd heard it was weird because I've heard these songs through the years, like some of them, and how they've kind of morphed and evolved. So, I mean, part of it I was kind of, some of them I was kind of familiar with, some of them, but it just had this overall kind of feeling. And I don't know how to describe the feeling because it's like some of it's of, I don't want to say loss or sorrow, guilt, and all things we all struggle with, things I struggle with,
Right.
And it was just super relatable,
Right.
and so yeah.
Okay. That's good.
I've been terrified. I've been proud. I've been like elated. I've been on my, like, you know, basically not on my knees literally, but like, you know, crying, very emotional. And then there's like moments of like very, very happy fondness, that are all tied into the experiences that formed most of the material on the record. Yeah. All the pain and all the suffering.
Yep. Hence the title.
I've been terrified.
Yeah. I don't know. This Monday, July 1st, 2024. And my goal this week is to get this COVID crap over with, feel better. Yeah. And get through the week. And get through the month. And get through the hurricane season. And get through the year. And then we'll see from there. But one thing at a time. If you want to do me a favor, you can share my music with anybody. It's a self-help record, basically. I'm going to make another one. Might not be self-help. I mean, it may be self-help, but it'll be different, maybe a little different style. You were 40. You had never encountered that behavior before. It was serendipitous that you learned there was a diagnosis. You were borderline, or someone you were with was borderline? I think I'm going to make tacos for dinner. And I may do random object reviews to see if I can get some interest there with one of these dumb YouTube channels that somehow makes shitloads of money off ads. Just from curiosity, people doom scrolling. So I could be like, all right, I got this. This is Swingline Staples. Standard Staples. It's a nicely constructed box here. The lip for the box is black. It's black and white. The cursive Swingline lets you know that it's Swingline. There's quite a lot going on the front of this. Text-wise, you've got bold, you've got cursive, you've got Arial, and you've got condensed Colibri, and as you open it, you have staples. You know, of course, I need the cameras to. I need another camera to show, but I'll be able to switch cameras with my little buttons here. Yeah, I know. I've got fucking COVID, Beach. Come on, man. I I feel like shit, but I'm making myself feel better by doing what I normally do on Mondays from 10 to 12, which is get started on my week. But yes, and to, you know, wanted to see how my voice did, because man, I was sounding really bad the last couple of days. Swing line standard staples. You know, I can talk about it, and the thing is when you a salesperson. I used to sell people spiritual freedom. I probably already talked about the time I went to the car salesman and took the test, and the owner of the is a franchise, Billy Navarre Chevrolet, like he wanted to meet me specifically. And we had a 3-hour conversation just based off my test results and my interactions with the testing people. And he wanted to know what the hell it was that I sold. But I can tell you this, Beach, like, it's not like selling like what you expect out of a salesman. Like the salesman that comes up and is trying to sell you something, that's not the kind of salesman I am. You know? That's not the kind of salesman I like. So you learn what it is by asking questions. Learn what it is that they're looking for. Other than that, you can just talk about the product and how cool it is. I mean, there's 1,000 of these in here. It's a very small package. 1,000 staples in here. And that's a lot for a tiny, tiny, tiny little package. And you can even, there's a stock reorder number. Like, you want to talk about efficient. Upside down. No, you want to talk about efficient, like swing line, man. All the way. I shouldn't even have to sell you swing line. It's a brand. It's an established, well-established brand. I want to get a merch page up, but the Shopify wants to charge you annually. Well, you know, it requires a major credit card. Yep. 1,000 is 10 hundreds. Yeah, sure is. It sure is 10 hundreds. And if you count out 10 hundreds, that's just 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't. It's kind of like underwhelming. All right. Well, I am going to wrap this up. We got 6 minutes to go. That's enough for another song. What do I got? Please Don't Go by Brian Moore and Corey Fontenot.
Tell you, man, I'm stuck on this lovely girl. 'Cause to me she mean all the world. But then she like another guy. I fall down dead, she never see the tears I cry. Please, please, please do not go. Please, please, please do not go. How long can the days go on? Whoa, whoa, whoa. And my love is so strong. Oh, whoa, whoa. No, I cannot tell a lie. Oh, whoa, whoa. I wanna see him go. Bye, goodbye, bye, goodbye, bye, 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 bye. Tell your mom I'm stuck on this. Stuck on this lovely girl. But then she like another guy. I fall down dead, she never see the tears I cry. Please, please, please do not go. 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 Fucking it up. I forgot it, god damn it.
Good.
How long can the days go on? Oh, love is so strong. Oh, no, I cannot tell a lie. Oh, I wanna see him go. Bye, goodbye, bye, goodbye, bye, 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 bye. Tell your mom I'm stuck on this. Stuck on this lovely girl. You know I could travel whole world. You know what she does? She turn around like another guy. Fall down dead. She never see the tears I cry. Say, please, please, please do not go. 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 Please, please, please do not so. Please, please, please hurt me so. And please, please, please do not go. Please, please, please do not go. Yeah, you can erase that. Especially that last little.